Check this in the WoW section. All the unused stuff is in here. Whoa, what is this? World of Warcraft? Unreleased, Azshara Crater. Wait, what? Wait, dude, this is sick. Oh my gosh. Hold on, no way. So what? This is, okay, this is Azshara Crater. So I've never seen this. I mean, I've seen screenshots of like the double dragons, but I've never, dude, this is nuts. Okay, so what? Okay, hold on, how high up can I go? So this is an unreleased battleground that they threw in the trash. This is the Azshara Crater I was talking about. I don't know how it starts. I don't know how it was even gonna work. But basically, like, they tried to make this a thing and it just kind of sucked. Oh, look, it's like the BFD entrance. But yeah, this was supposed to be a battleground in original WoW. What I would like to see them do, I would love to see them bring back Azshara Crater, and they need to redesign it and they need to make it work. But I'm like, man, you can't really have too many battlegrounds because at a certain point you're gonna get like the player base split up too much between all the different battlegrounds. That's crazy, dude. I've only ever seen like screenshots. I've never actually flown through it or anything. Like, I think it would be cool if like, you gotta make some references, right? Like, obviously it's gotta look like Azshara, like it does. But then, you know, you put like the double dragons statues and you do some things to where it looks like this. This is a night elf tower. You have some night elf buildings here. Like, I don't even know what this was supposed to be. Like a bunch of random night elf buildings. But maybe this is like out of bounds. Was this supposed to be night elves versus orcs? Wait, more night elf. What is this? Whoa. Wait, what is this? Do they ever use this anywhere else? This type of building? They've got to, right? Oh, Darnassus. Yeah. Every zone is in it from the game, even Karazhan. Really? I think they should remake this. I mean, it depends. Like, here's the big thing with Classic Plus, dude. And this is what Blizzard's got to do. They got to put actual resources behind it. It can't be like SOD. Because what happened with SOD was like, they kind of just like, SOD was like a playground. It was like a private server is almost what it felt like. And it was like a playground where they were like mishmashing stuff together. Like basically they were like kit bashing spell effects and just finding ways to make things work. They need to put like actual resources behind, like that, to me, that is like the key difference. Like if they're to actually go and do a Classic Plus proper, they have to give them resources. They got to put budget behind it. It can't just be like, oh, this is like a classic WoW, like cash cow, whatever, like just keep milking it until it dies. If you really want to make this thing pop, they have to put real resources behind it. And it has to be different from retail. It just has to. It cannot be like within, like, sure, you can maybe have the same people that work on retail work on classic, maybe. Oh, look at all this. But it has to be people that are like, they live and breathe and die classic WoW. That is it. That is like their thing. Even if they work on, like look, I don't care. I care if they are WoW, they're classic WoW people. But man, this is so cool. That you can just look, so like I said, Azshara Crater, this is an original, like a failed battleground that they ended up throwing in the trash. But I would love for them to remake Azshara Crater and introduce it as a battleground, but I don't know what kind of battleground you would make it. Maybe it's a completely new style of battleground, or maybe it's something like Temple of Kutmogu or something, but I feel like Azshara Crater needs to be bigger. Is it another 40 man like AV? Or is it like a 10? Is it, you know what I mean? Is it 20? I don't know. You remake this, but you gotta have these two dragons in here somehow. So it's like a clear reference to the original map. This thing's kind of, what the frick? Dude, this dragon is scary looking, dude. Dude, speaking of which, like, you wanna talk about putting the frickin' war in Warcraft? Like, that's scary looking. Isn't it kind of like, we need that. We need that kind of frickin' energy, dude. Like, damn. This was supposed to be 40 like MOBA style. You can see 2 bases and 3 lines from the air. Was it supposed to be MOBA style? Let's see. Dragon Isles, Developer's Island. I think I've seen this, but dude, I didn't know that this existed. It's like archive, but like you could take all these places that are like, oh, the fabled Azshara Crater, or like, you know, take Oldham, take all these places that they were all rumored or like kind of planned from the beginning and build out the world. You guys have seen the videos of this, right? So this is like the Dragon Isles, but it's really just like a, this is like a developer, just like a developer playground that's in the game files. Yeah, it's a little dev playground where like you can see they're just probably like playing with like paint brushes, and I don't think this is ever like a real thing, but it's probably called the Dragon Isles in the game files. You know what this kind of looks like? These tunnel, you know what these tunnels kind of look like? It kind of looks like AQ-ish. What is this? Is that a penis? Oh my God, no, it's a spider. That was a spider, right? It's a giant enemy crab. It's still scary. Yeah, this looks kind of like AQ-ish, you know, when you go down and then you go to Bug Trio. It's not, but it's like a similar sort of like vibe. Did they ever use this thing, this freaking Baldur's Gate 3 Emperor? Did they ever use this in the game?
I suspect this Nataloid map is based on the Master's Glaive in Darkshore, where there's a giant frickin' sword stabbed in the head of an old god's corpse. Probably reminds you of a U because that was also old god shit.
Thanks, Najjin. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Swamp of Sorrows prototype, Developer Island. Swamp of Sorrows prototype. Do you think they should change Swamp of Sorrows, chat? Look at the Sunken Temple. Dude, remember in the classic beta, whenever we tried to do Sunken Temple, and I think we were right here, and Uga Gang came to gank us, and we killed them. It was so sick. I don't think that they should do much changing, if that makes sense. I think they should do more updating. Let's say you have the Swamp of Sorrows here. They should only add things as if, imagine it's the year 2006. And there's like another patch for WoW. Is this something that they would patch into WoW? Like maybe some things get changed, maybe. But more than anything, I think it's like, yeah, like, oh, they're adding this new quest area. Oh, they're adding this new dungeon, right? They're adding this new raid, stuff like that. I don't think they should go through and like tear up the whole world, because at that point we're talking about like freaking Cataclysm. Okay, what else is here? So these are all unreleased areas. Let's see, Verdant Fields. Oh, Emerald Dream. I didn't even think about the Emerald Dream. Now they tried to put the Emerald Dream in SOD and it was kind of like didn't hit. I think a lot of times like they've tried to like do the Emerald Dream for a lot of years, and the reason why they kept not doing it is because they thought it was just kind of boring. Like,
now that's the World of Warcraft that you play.
Wait, what is this? P4. S-Fol. Oh, Fol. P-Fol. Foliage. OF2. OF1. Over foliage. PF03. PF02. Droop 2. Droop 1. Wait, these are the different like types of foliage that they made, and they put the file names with like a paintbrush on the ground. Dude, that's so funny. Drip 1, Drip 2, BF1, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 2. Wait, that's so funny. So this is kind of like their playground for the Emerald Dream and some of the ideas that they had for it, I guess, where they were trying to like build it out and then it never really became a thing. Wait, dude, you know what's crazy about this? If you look at this, if somebody showed you this, would you think that this is like a part of vanilla? Like this doesn't look like a vanilla asset to me, but it is. It's in the vanilla WoW game files. Looks Wrathish, looks TBC. Yeah, maybe a little like something from like Zangar Marsh. Oh, maybe Maradon actually. Looks too high res. I think it's pretty close. A ton of TBC is in vanilla. Well, you know that there was a video years ago of a mage, I think it was a gnome mage, or maybe it was a human, that was going to dead mines and they blink through the portal at the exact right angle and they like skipped the zone wall, the actual portal object, and they ran behind, they hit slow fall and they went down behind dead mines, and you see like Hellfire Peninsula and like all kinds of that video was insane. Why is this a dance floor? Is the Emerald Dream a freaking party, dude? Emerald Forest, dude. These are all things that are in the classic WoW game files. That's so interesting. So then when we start thinking about like what is vanilla, what is not vanilla, I think the general design of Classic Plus, you need to keep it vanilla at its core, and then you can build on it, right? I always say whenever you're talking about class design, I think class design needs to start at the TBC pre-patch, and then you tweak some things up and down or whatever. But I think that's really where you work at, because Burning Crusade did a lot to fix it. It doesn't fix everything 100%, but it does a lot. And you can kind of draw maybe from Wrath. I don't really want to draw much from Wrath, kind of going over the talents and stuff like that. Untextured Canyon, more Emerald Dream. Man, it's funny, we're looking at all this Emerald Dream stuff, and I didn't even think about the Emerald Dream. Wasn't Sod literally Classic Plus? But no, Sod was like a playground. It was like a testing. What is this? Dude, freaking who's this Giga Chad? What the hell? The Giga Chad. Near Giga Chad. Wait, hold on. Is this? Who does this look like? Am I crazy? Does this kind of look like Chris Metzen? Look at his eyes. I feel like this is... Is this Chris Metzen? Kind of looks like a Gurubashi Berserker troll Chris Metzen. It's just a random untextured canyon. Okay. What is this? Dude, this is kind of creepy looking. Dude, this is kind of creepy looking. I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared. I feel like I'm gonna get, okay. I was gonna say, I feel like I'm gonna get jump scared in a second. Scarlet Monastery prototype. Wait a second. Did they originally want Scarlet Monastery to start right here? Oh my gosh, maybe they originally thought Scarlet Monastery was gonna start right here. You know how we walk up here and then we go to the different parts? Oh my gosh. That's crazy. So this is the OG, and look, there's no graveyard, there's no library, and you just go here. I mean, this all makes sense, right? Because, wait, what the heck? This all makes sense, because if you like look at the map in game, your mini map, you see, wait, what? Hold on. So you come in, let's go Cathedral, okay? We're going Cathedral. Oh wait, it's not even Cathedral. It's the same area. Okay. Here's the Houndmaster. So you go through and then you enter here and then you fight Herod. This is Herod's room, and Herod's room comes up 2 levels now. Okay, you go here and then, wait, no, it always did that. It's just that you have this entrance here. So you come up here and then you go here. What? This is so cool. And then you go left, and this is the graveyard interrogator, Vicious. I'll rip the secrets from your flesh. Or you go to the right, and you go to the library with Arcanist Don't, right? That's his name? Oh no, you go to the cathedral. Wait, is this bigger than the actual cathedral? Or is it the same size? It feels bigger. Why does it feel bigger? Dude, what? Dude, the original Scarlet Monastery was crazy. It's because the ceiling is lit. It's lit, bruh. Shit. I feel, dude, the original Scarlet Monastery is crazy. The layout makes no sense. True, yeah. And here's Fairbanks. Fairbanks is here, and he tells you about the Ashbringer. You fight, is it Renault? Which son is here? You fight one of the Mograines. And then this is Whitemane's Chambers. Craigasm, I'm thinking about her. It says Whitemane goes here. Oh, so it ends. It ends here. And I guess the main boss of Scarlet Monastery is supposed to be Mograine and Whitemane. Or maybe, you know, so that was always intended that Cathedral was harder than Armory. But then where is the I mean, we're in the library, so where do you fight Arcanist Stone? Maybe they added him later. Or maybe, okay, you come out here, you go all the way through. Go back out? Did I get lost? I might have gotten disoriented. Oh no, and then this is the end of one area. Yeah, and this is the end. So there's no big room in the library for Arcanist Stone, and there's no graveyard, and there's no cathedral courtyard. So basically all the bosses that nobody cares about, they got rid of. No, actually that's not even true. I was just trolling. Man, very cool. This kind of turned into an old like kind of WoW alpha exploration segment instead of just talking about Classic Plus. But it's cool, right? Like it's cool to see the history and how things have developed over the years, right? I do think the layout is kind of scuffed. Like it does not really make that much sense. Like why would the cathedral be built in then? I don't know. Alpha is actually an important baseline for Classic Plus. It shows what the dev intent was. Maybe, yeah. I think there's stuff to learn from it. What other zones can we look at? Do they have any vanilla outlands? Well, you know what? I bet if you go to vanilla outlands, let's go to Dead Mines. Oh, I don't think it'll be in Dead Mines. I think it'll be in Westfall. Because it's not here. Wait, what the hell? Yeah, it's not here. Because what they did is they ported through and then over here it was empty and they like slow fall down. Wait, so all this water and stuff, when you load up Dead Mines, all this water and stuff is there. Why do they build out all this extra terrain whenever they make these maps, I wonder? Wait, what is this? Wait, what is all this in Dead Mines files? Oh, what? Wait, so it is in Dead Mines. Okay, so there's the bridge, or not the bridge, there's the boat. And then you go all the way out here far enough. And then they kind of use the Dead Mines instance as a little playground. They have floating trees and stuff. And Dallarans? Look at these Dallarans. Oh my gosh, that scared me. Why did that scare me? The frick? Why do they have these Dallarans? I don't think this is the same thing as this isn't the same thing as what I remember seeing in that video. This is a different one. Why are there so many Dallarans? Dude, this was all in the vanilla WoW files. Dude, literally, dude, right under our freaking noses. Right under our freaking noses, dude. And they're freaking working on Burning Crusade and they didn't tell us until it was announced before Weird. How could you, Blizzard? Freaking old Blizzard, Weird champ. And I wonder if there's any other cool stuff in dungeons. So it takes longer to load into Dead Mines because of all this? Yes. Is Grim Batol in? No. Go check out BRD. Dude, I bet there's gotta be like some weird stuff out of bounds in BRD. Oh, look at this, look at all this lava. Wait, where does this lava go in BRD? Like, hypothetically, if you're able to lava jump the whole thing. Am I going in a loop? I think I'm going in a loop. Okay. I think the interesting part is going out of bounds. Wait, dude, look at this room. Oh, look at all the cogs. Bzz. What is this? Look at how the vanilla lava looks. Where are we? This is where you get Fire Enchant, right? Yeah. Wait, yes? Maybe? Why don't I remember this spot? Dude, BRD is so confusing. But dude, there's actually so much of BRD that nobody does. Like everybody talks about how amazing BRD is, but like there's a lot of it that gets kind of ignored. Wait, what? Is this the area with Marshall Windsor? Wait, what? That's open? Has this always been open? I don't think this is open normally. So why is it open in this map viewer? Oh, look at this. This is the, oh, I guess not every asset is loaded, and there's a bunch of assets that are like, because this is the gate. This is the big gate with the rock boss right here that like nobody ever clears. And then you go here, and then this is the, where you craft the Hand of Rag. Yeah, a bunch of the assets aren't loaded because those are like models. They're not just part of the game. So you're here, wait. So this is like so much of the stuff you don't actually see. So, and what is this? Oh, what? This is just like flavor. Wow. Dude, the freaking smoke and mirrors, dude, the freaking Decepticon. And then here, I've never like, you know, you jump down here and you go all the way in. Cool, then we go to Molten Core. Wait, look at how much of Molten Core they have built out. It's like right here, and then it dies. Wait, what is that? Oh, square. Triangle. And then here's the Emperor's room. Wow. I wonder if you go out of bounds, there's like anything crazy that you see in BRD. Oh my gosh, this thing is nuts. I don't think so. You kind of have to dig around. Is there anything crazy in Nax? Whoa, whoa. Hello. Why do they have all this other stuff in the file? What, Stratholme? But dude, look at this whole big area behind Stratholme. Wouldn't it be cool if they built out the area behind Stratholme? Wait, I just got a crazy idea. What if they didn't do Nax in Classic Plus, and instead of Nax, they did a Stratholme raid? Am I overcooking? A whole ass Stratholme raid? Wait, what the heck? What is this? Wait, am I X now? How did I end up? What the frick? It's all the way over here. Dude, how big is Nax, bro? What the frick? I was way the hell away from where. What the heck? I just feel like Nax is overdone. Now, I wouldn't be opposed to them. Obviously, it's like, if it's Classic Plus, right? If they're doing a Classic Plus, then I think it should have everything in Classic. But Nax went from being this like amazing, like kind of legendary raid that nobody could clear back in the day to being like welfare epics in Wrath of Lich King. And it's kind of been like, maybe overplayed is unfair, but I just wonder like, what if they just didn't do Nax? Or what if eventually in Classic Plus you do go to Northrend? Because Northrend exists. Northrend exists, it's a place. But what if you eventually go to Northrend and you do Rathnax and vanilla, so it's super easy. No, maybe there's something there with Nax. It's not the same raid. It's not like the third raid. It's not tier 3 anymore. It's not the 4th raid. And what if they change the raid order? So Nax is the first raid and you do it in Northrend and it's 10 man. What do you guys think? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm trolling. That's what they did in Wrath. Yeah. What do you guys think about raids? Do you guys think 10 man, 20 man, 25 man? I think they should never in a million years do 25 man raids. I like 40 man raids. When I think of vanilla, when I think of classic WoW, I think of 40 man raids. And like, I think, this is what I think. I think they should add some more 20 man raids, ZG and AQ. They should make more raids like ZG and AQ style that are 20 man, maybe like a couple of them. But I think they need to add another 40 man. Like the 40 man raid is just so epic. I think flex rating is cringe though. 40 is all over roster and loot distribution. I don't think so, man. Like I've always, like every guild I've ever been a part of, leadership, everything, like 40 man is like, I think it's fine. Just make enough loot drop. Flex is so cringe. The reason why 25 sucks is because 25 sucks because you can't split it into 10 man or you can't merge it into 40 man. I hate 25 man raids, unless there's no other raid sizes. Flex can kill guilds because the requirement to recruit is neglected until it's too late. I actually very much agree with that. I think the first patch of Burning Crusade sucks because going from like 25 to 10, like it's really, really hard to organize. 40 man for Bis gear, 20 for Bis catch up, 10 for Bis vibes. Well, like I think the best way to design it is every single type of raid has big time gear, right? There just might be different types of gear, but like everything should have some big time gear. I think flex rating is so cringe. One, it's weird. I think it's just a weird design. I think it's a weird system to have. It doesn't feel classic. Okay, that is the one thing, like it needs to feel classic. I think if you're making a classic plus, there's some things that you kind of like blur the lines on and it's okay. But the second that you like go over the edge, you're gonna start to lose people. For example, what could be classic? Adding in guild banks. Could guild banks be classic? I think so. I think that's fine. I mean, you could make an argument for arenas. Arenas could be classic. I think it'll be really hard to balance because that's not how vanilla WoW is balanced.
I don't know about you, but when I get raided by 40 men, I can't feel anything, let alone feeling classic.
Undead paladins. Do you guys think they should give paladin and shaman to both sides? What do you think about 1v1 arenas? I think like if they did like a duelers league or something, maybe they should give undead paladins for Arthas. So here's my problem. This is my problem with undead paladin. I think it would be too overpowered. Undead paladin would be, it makes sense. Undead paladin would make sense because they were humans, they're in Lordaeron, they're dead, now they're alive again, now they're paladins, right? I think it would be cool if they made undead paladins and they called them something else, but what do you call them? Death Knight? Well, Death Knights exist later on, so why would you have Death Knight, right? You don't really want to call them Death Knight, so I don't know what you call them. On that side, like what do you give the shamans to Alliance? Who do you give shamans to? Blood Knight? Well, Blood Knight's like a blood elf. Dwarf. Oh, actually dwarves make sense because you have like the Wildhammer dwarves, right? Yeah, you have the Wildhammer dwarves, the freaking storm guys and the griffins from like old Warcraft. That makes sense. It does fix a lot of problems if you give both factions both. But dude, I just feel like Undead Paladin's gonna be so freaking broken. It's gonna be way better than human. Dude, I have Willow the Forsaken as a paladin. Hello? It's so OP. So, like, well, dude, I don't want to play Horde again, man. I did that once. So you think change racials? Actually, so you're saying you should nerf the racials. Should you nerf them or should you change them? You should make racials less important in combat and more fun out of combat. I think that's a fair take. I don't like that in Burning Crusade I have to play Horde. For me being an arena, actually, you know what's funny? I technically don't have to. Like I could have gone Dwarf Paladin, but how I play and my team comps and stuff like that, like Blood Elf. But I could have gone Dwarf Paladin. Yeah, it's just the whole thing. Dwarf Paladin is really strong against rogues in arenas. Human Paladin is the best performing in PvE because the weapon skill, or sorry, the expertise. They changed weapon skill to expertise racial in Burning Crusade. Do you think they should have expertise? Do you guys think in Classic Plus they should have expertise as a stat? Or do you guys think like a resilience, like Burning Crusade stats, like expertise and resilience? Do you guys think they should have? No? I think, this is my opinion. I think they should not have resilience. I think PvP gear is a lot more interesting whenever you can like go to raid or like anything can be PvP gear, right? What makes PvP gear is the stat allocation, not the hard line what stat it has, if that makes sense. So like if there's more stamina on a piece of gear, then yeah, that's like probably a PvP item. Like how the honor gear is in vanilla. But I don't like that it's like, oh, no resilience, not a PvP item. I think that's a kind of a bad thing. I think the best way to have like your character design and building your character in any sort of game, MMO, whatever, is you should be able to get to like 90 or 95% of your power doing one thing. Like if you're only a PvEer or if you're only a PvPer. But to get that extra like over the edge to get 100% as strong as you can, you should have to do both. But if you don't do both, you can only get to like 95% or 90%. Like, you know, you can get really close, but that little extra bit that you need to do both. You got to play the whole game to be the strongest in the whole game. That's how I feel. Retail is doing correctly with gearing currently, gear separated. I don't think that's good. I personally don't think that's good. Haste is underutilized in vanilla. There's some haste in vanilla, but not a lot. You shouldn't even need armor. You should have armor specs in which raids allow you to increase armor rating. Okay, hold on. Now we're just freaking smoking crack. Okay, that's a different game. You're just talking like it's. Come on, man. Like, we gotta. Oh, I'm talking about. Let's keep it classic. Let's start there. But then, like, now you're talking about a whole nother design entirely. There's so much backspace. No, different game, man. Did you ask them to fix some things in TBC like the MMR? Okay, I will say this. I did tell them about the MMR problem in Burning Crusade, okay? Because I know if you play Burning Crusade and you arena, especially if you started arenaing late in the season, there was MMR problems. I showed them a bunch of screenshots and I talked about it. I was like, look at all these like 0-point wins that I got at like 2K rating. I showed it to them. I don't know what they're gonna do with that information, but hopefully there's some kind of MMR fix for season 2. I also explained seal twisting. No, I'm just kidding. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys enjoying the videos. Make sure to like the video, leave a comment, subscribe. Everything is EsfandTV. Let me know what you guys think. We do all kinds of different stuff here. A lot of IRL content, a lot of different games, new games. The way this channel started was classic WoW.
Everything is not EsfandTV.
Everything is EsfandTV. If it exists, it's EsfandTV. So thank you guys for watching. Follow me on Twitter, Twitch, everything. I'll see you guys later. Bye, everybody.